Good morning, everyone. It's 17th April 2017. Welcome to another episode of ProAMT Traders Digest. Disclaimer: trading in stocks derivatives involves substantial risk of loss and not suitable for all investors. Past or simulated performance is not a guarantee of future results. All systems indicator strategies shown here are for education purpose only. All levels discussed here are for understanding the study and not a recommendation to trade. Please consult your personal financial advisor before making any investment or trade decision based on anything that is discussed here. We will not be responsible for any resulting profits or losses. So it was a truncated week with Friday being a holiday due to Good Friday and Dr. Ambedkar Jayanti, and was news packed towards the weekend due to the North Korea and US tension. And our markets are also reluctant, were not able to decide what to do. Uh, it is kind of weak, but still the long term trend is up, but intermediate is about to like turn down. So today and tomorrow might be uh, very important trading activity with respect to the trend. So now let's first see the micro composite charts and what has happened there. So you're unable to go above the highest balance. So now whether we consider this excess or not, because you can see it's like a very organized rise, and now whether you consider this uh, the end of this move as an excess, or you consider this as a trending emotional move and then a balance. So both ways, the trending up, the characteristic of trending up has ended, and the market is preparing to either accumulate further and ramp up, or else this might turn out to be distribution, and then we might go to test the gap zone, and there we'll see what happens. So important point to watch would be this 9240 again, because that's the highest balance VAL. Now the monthly VWAP is sloping down, and that's after a quite long time. Here it had like sloped down, but that turned out to be a shakeout, and then the market started moving higher again. So all probabilities that it might do the same, because here if it goes into this, if it goes below 9170, there is a HVN at 9162, then there is a LVN, and these are like composite LVNs and HVNs of this balance. So there is a LVN at 9150, again a HVN at 913233, then LVN at 9123.50, and HVN at 9112. So that is where the highest volume traded in this balance, and most likely the market might go there and then decide what it wants to do. Now the yearly VWAP has already reached 8813, which is like if we stay here, or even if we push down to 9112, by then this might slowly start inching upwards, and maybe in another month or so it might catch up. If we are still trading above 9000, that might catch up with the price. Now let's have a look at the bank nifty micro composite. So on Bank Nifty, this balance is underway. It has not formed completely. It has not given signs of any initiative selling from here, because here you can see a bar which is actually more like a WRB up, which is a buying bar. This initiative selling instantly got reversed, and that means uh, any auction either that started here, we have to calculate from here, or the auction that started from here, because it broke out from this balance. So either ways, we still need completion of this auction on a short term basis. And the VH is at 21,613 and VAL is at 21,467. So these are the zones to watch. The monthly VWAP had gone down for a while, but again it's like sloping higher. Now, while we are here, let's have a look at the weekly projected levels. The weekly projected high is 9288 and the projected low is 9076. It has been 3 weeks we have not achieved any of the levels, not the highs, not the lows. And the CCI is trying to push down below 100 but is not able to trend down, has gone sideways. So still the intermediate term trend is sideways, not down. Short term is down. With weekly one time framing, if we break this low of 9170.10, we'll continue one time framing down on weekly till we do not go above the high of the previous week. On the daily, it was one time framing down from here, wide range bar. So this looks like a shakeout in short term, shakeout of the sellers. The sellers were all thrown out and then a move down. Now, on the volume front, this is a no supply bar on daily, so a follow up is necessary to confirm further supply. Now, let's see Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty projected high is 22,063 and the projected low is 21,402. Last week we did the projected high and then closed just few points shy of the projected high. On the retracement front, as we are trading at lifetime highs, on the retracement front, the 61.8% extension comes at 22,170. So that's an important level to watch. Now, while we are here, let's also see what we did on the sector front. So, from the open of the week, the CNX metal index has closed at the lowest. It has lost almost 4.5%. It's minus 4.36, and the IT next with minus 4.07%. The 500, energy, Nifty, consumption, auto are all trading negative, and the CNX Pharma turned out to be the major gainer with 2% plus. So what we were expecting, that mid month pharma might create a bottom and start to revert to its mean. So that is happening, and I would still concentrate on pharma stocks on the long side. And also, if the IT is not going further down, then might get long on the IT as well, and then try to go short on the energy sector, because there's a chance that we might get like a 2% move down, even if Nifty stays sideways. So now let's have a look at the profile chart of Nifty. So we get a open within the range, and IB is established, and C period stays within the initial balance, D period breaks out, F period breaks out. So it's one time framing since this B period, and we get a failure in the F period. It goes higher, comes back and closes down. G period opens, unable to push higher. So this HVN was holding it on. That's a volume POC and HVN as well. And if we split this day, then this is a nice balance here, and quite visual level the settle. So they were protecting that, and then finally we get a breakdown, creates a balance, was looking like it might again push higher because the point of control was here, and all of a sudden came down and created a spike. So this base of the spike 9190 is important reference, and then even this point from where the POC shifted. Also, due to this fall, this becomes, because this might be a continuation of this auction. So this becomes the rally high. The high of Thursday becomes the rally high, and an important reference. And we'll keep a watch what it does. Initially, does it enter, does it even like go below 9170 and stay or not? And then if it enters back, then what does it do above 9180 is the first thing to watch. On the 3 minute, we had a nice balance, then a channeled move up. So if you can see this, let me draw it. A channeled move, and then breaks down again almost a channeled move, and then goes sideways, tries to push higher. This is the fair price. If you can see this balance, so comes into that. So the reason is that in the morning, when there is like this volume dropped here, so the interest was lost here, and it's again coming back to check the interest if there are any buyers there. But it goes and meets with sellers. So this I have added all this stuff in the VSA module, and I will activate it. Excuse me. I'll activate it tonight. So there, I've explained that where do we have to watch the volume, and then we need to combine it with profile, not like just anywhere. If the volume comes is not important. So volume in the morning, if it's coming, that means any activity happening at that time is important. Again, here the volume started rising. So when it starts rising and it's trending, let it trend. When it starts going a bit sideways, we need to see what is happening. And here, see, the volume dropped. So there is no supply. If there is no supply, it will try to ramp up. It goes with volume, and then again there is no supply, but it breaks down from the no supply. Now on 15 minutes, we have almost, this is a nice balance. This absorption here, then a no demand, and then a break of no demand goes higher into the volume POC. Buyers getting stuck higher. Their usual behavior, they do not, they are not, they don't have belief in the market generated information. So everyone thinks that okay, now it's going to ramp up to 9,700 today itself, and that's how the smart money traps. So after this when it comes down, if you can see two back to back no supply bars. So this this is a nice fair price, and let's see what did it do. So it comes into that and then continues its move down. So this is how the time frame matches. That time frame part also I have discussed in that VSA module, and it's I think this would be the VSA module would be a bit lengthy because all this stuff has to be understood, because when this is happening there is no time. If we cannot recollect the basics and the phenomena behind this move, there is no way that we'll be able to catch up in real time. Because in real time we have to think that, then we have to execute the orders, we have to think of the risk, we have to calculate the stuff, and get our fills as well. Now let's see the Renko. So a symmetric move on the Renko, but not that good to be traded, because all zippers apart from this impulse, pull back into the mid, impulse, again pull back into the mid, fails, the impulse fails, makes a higher low, tries to push above the mid and fails. So anything above this would have been a nice impulse higher in this move, but it was not able to go there. So again, you need to like a fresh sell position again comes in, and then a huge volume coming in the last few minutes. Maybe people were exiting positions, over leveraged positions due to the long weekend. So cannot consider this volume to be that important unless and until we get a follow up move. Now let's see what we can expect for today. Now that's almost similar to what we were expecting, that it pushes below this 80 and goes into the from 80 it gets buying and goes higher. So it's almost similar, or pushes through this 164 and somewhere near me pushes down like 10-15 points, and then meets with other time frame buyers and starts pushing higher into the range. Else it might continue its move down to 9133 and then further down. So these are the points where initiative buyers might meet. So it will become responsive with respect to the day, but that is where it needs to either consolidate and get some buyers in, or fall down, all of a sudden meet with responsive buyers and then start pushing higher. On the upside, this becomes a nice reference because it's an LVN and multiple bottoms in this range, so becomes a nice reference. So if it starts pushing higher and starts accepting above this, because there was another LVN here, so a multiple LVN, so around 9215 starts accepting above that, then push into the 9240 zone again. Now if it starts pushing up higher again, then the chances are very less that it will again meet with sellers, because these sellers will get weaker, and then we might see a push up above 74 zone, 9274. So that is what I'm expecting. In case it again meets with selling here, then also we expect the same move on the lower side. If it starts falling from here, we expect the same move. If it opens gap down, then we'll see what happens when it tries to go inside the range. So gap down scenario would have to be tweaked a bit depending on the consequences that are created in the initial hours. Now, Bank Nifty trading at the lifetime highs and open within range, instantly pushes higher, makes a kind of short covering profile initially, not able to get any consensus higher. So the value area are matching. So actually, this is not value, it's quite elongated. Falls down and then consolidates in the rest of the day. So overall, a bullish scenario, value building up here, and that would decide the course of action further. Now on the 3 minutes, we have a nice. Now this is a bigger channel, but inside, like, there is a channel breakdown and a channel. So two channels uh, in the up move, gets rejected here, makes a higher high above this, gets rejected. So this is a nice spike coming in and rejects from that spike, goes sideways, and then initiative move down into the point of control and then goes into this balance. So this is the balance. If you can see this, a nice balance forming here. The balance mid is the bodies we have to join, highest number of bodies here. So it's getting support of this. So any move below this 21,680 might make it weaker and push it lower. Otherwise, any move into this again, so acceptance above 780 would take it higher. On the 15 minutes, a doji bar in the opening goes into the upper balance, creates a nice balance, and then tries to break down, comes into this balance, what we saw on 3 minutes. So there was a lot of buying, then the sellers are coming but gets absorbed. Again, sellers take over as soon as it reaches the upper balance. So here, if we can see the fair price. So from there, it gets rejected, reaches, and then closes at the high volume generated during the day. Now let's have a look at the Renko. Now a complete zipper here, but creates like almost like a W. Ramps higher, comes back into this. Now this looks like, when it was coming, it looks like it will just break through, but instantly creates a zipper here, and that's in case we had gone short below this zipper break and going into this range. This is again an exit of this high. So break of this high is an exit. Impulse up, goes sideways, and then a very crooked move higher, goes into this balance, impulse down, pull back, impulse down, pull back, impulse down. Now three impulses over into the day mid, went below that, went into the adjusted close of previous day, and then again impulse up, comes back down because there was no zipper here to lean on, so creates a fresh zipper, and then another impulse up. Now this impulse up is not able to push through this zipper, creates another zipper, so again break of that zipper is a sell. Impulse down, instantly reverses back, doesn't go into this. So once it comes down, see, generally what happens is it will come down to give us a leaning point to exit, and this is the leaning point, that now it doesn't have any interest to create an impulse down. Now let's see what we can expect today. So this point becomes important, and we have this LVN, and we have this major consolidation. So quite a number of supports are just lining up, and higher chances that might get. So any open into this, so either here or somewhere here, and push through this, because to break all this supports in one go, push into this as well. And then if it gets any buyers into this 635 zone, then push back into the range and make its way higher into the fair price. In case it continues down, then this is the monthly VWAP. So chances are that it gets support of that and bounces up. But in case it starts accepting below this zone, if it starts accepting below, then we might see further down move into the 21,600 and then 21,550. On the upside, if it stays into this range, then push higher into the 21,725 zone, get rejected from there, or else find more buyers in the pullback and then continue its move towards the highs. And maybe if it's able to accept into the highs of Thursday, then maybe aim for a new all-time high. So that's the expectation, and we'll see how it shapes up. Again, the news would be flowing, and let's see if our markets even react to those news or not. So thanks for watching, and have a profitable trading day ahead.